Today we went and traveled to the jungle to slay the Bengals. And we went out victorious. Victory is ours, and we're one step closer to achieving the ultimate prize of claiming the North once again. Here we go! But yes, guys, the Steelers went out there and defeated the Bengals. The Bengals 16-10, and a big time win. You know, every division win, every division matchup is big time. And went out there and did it and handled business. And you never had the sense that they were gonna lose the game. I know they was down at halftime, but you never got the sense or the feel like the game was out of reach or out of touch. The Steelers controlled everything, controlled the pace of the game, and went out there and just played amazing football on both sides of the ball. Now I know they only scored 16 points. The offense missed some opportunities. We've seen the fumble by Jalen Warren in the red zone. We've seen the drop pass by Deontay Johnson. We also seen some missed incompletion on that one play that led to a field goal in the red zone and then another field goal too. So they missed some opportunities in the red zone. They could have maybe had 27 points. You never know. But I think overall, Steelers did a good job of controlling the game. You look at some of the things. Steelers had 400 yards of total offense. That breaks a record, a bad record. That's not a good record to have, but they had 58 straight games of under 400 yards. The last time they had 400 yards before this game was in 2020 against the Denver Broncos, and that was the game I think Najee had his first 100-yard rushing game as a Steeler, as a rookie. And I think Juju Smith-Schuster got injured that game. He knocked the shoulder out, and then James Pierre caught the game-winning touchdown. The game-winning interception at the end of the game when Teddy Bridgewater was the quarterback for the Broncos. That was the last time the Steelers went out there and had a 400-yard game. And today we see them go out there and fire all cylinders. We see a lot of the players, especially the offensive play calling, but the way the players kind of like look rejuvenated a little bit. We've seen a little more a pep in their step a little bit. We've seen it from Najee Harris, who had a big game. I thought he had 100 yards, but I think he lost 1 yard in that play at last run where he kind of like ran back to the scrimmage. So I think he lost 1 yard, so it's 99 yards, but I'm just gonna count it as 15 for 100 yards. And a touchdown. Najee Harris played his best game of the season. Last week, he called out the offense. He called out the team, and he's the leader. He's the leader of the team, one of the leaders. Him and Cam Hayward are the two leaders of the team. He called out the team. He said the play calling, we're not going to win like this. We're not going to win keeping the games close. We're not going to win playing like this and calling the wrong plays and putting our guys in bad situations. So we've seen Najee Harris do that, and we've seen the final nail in the coffin for Matt Canada. And most likely the Steelers are probably going to wait until the end of the season, but it just got so bad and so horrendous. And you see Mike Tomlin have to make the decision to go out there and to eliminate Matt Canada from the roster for being offensive coordinator and promote Sullivan and the running backs coach to be helping with some of the offensive play calling duties as well. And they did a very good job today. I think not only a very good job, they did a good job today pushing the ball downfield. We've seen Kenny Pickett look absolutely better than what he looked in the past 4 weeks. And when he was the Jaguars, he got knocked out the game, so he looked different. He came back against the Titans, so he threw 160 yards and a touchdown. And then the following game after that, he only threw 93 passing yards. 93 passing yards against the Browns last week, which the Steelers lost and they missed opportunities in that game as well. This game, he threw 278 passing yards. He was 24 for 33, went out there and fired on all cylinders. The deep ball, too. We see him tackling the middle of the field. Pat Freiermuth is another guy, too, who played amazing football. I remember my mother in my fantasy league, her tight end, she had Darren Wallace as a tight end. She was like, who should I pick up? She texted me and said, who should I pick up? I was like, should I help her out? Should I be a good son and help out and let her or should I let her suffer in fantasy and just give her a bad person? I was like, I guess I can tell her. I said, pick up Pat Freiermuth. I know he just got back from injury, but I think he'll have a big game once he get more involved in the offense. And today he had 9 for 120 yards, went out there and played amazing. He was Kenny Pickett's safety blanket. And early in the season, we see him, I think he had 2 or 3 touchdowns early in the season before he got injured in week 4 and missed those 6 games. He was on pace for a big season. He still had a lot of games left too to kind of get back in the groove as well. Too. Pat Freiermuth is a good player. He's a big target. Under Washington as well, we see him catch a few passes here and there. Hopefully, start using him more like Gronk. Where they had the Aaron Hernandez and Gronk combination, how the Patriots use that. Start doing more of that too as well. But I like what I'm seeing from the Steelers and the play calling involved around the playmakers. And they got the ball to their playmakers. Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth, George Pickens, 58 receiving yards. We've seen Deontay Johnson, 50 receiving yards. They got the ball to their playmakers. They wasn't doing all the gimmick stuff, all the little sweeps, reverse stuff. They got under center when Najee Harris in the backfield and Kenny Pickett was under center, and they had a motion out, add more block to one side, and let Najee come downhill and find the gaps, find the holes, and he found them well. And the Steelers rushed for over 100 yards again. Najee having 100 yards himself, went out there and played amazing. And Jalen Warren, I know he had the best game like he did last week compared to last week, but he still had a good game. He had 13 carries for 48 yards, and he had a few catches too as well. So he made some plays too. So having that 1-2 dynamic punch is very good for the team and very good for the offense, and it's gonna be good for the defense too, because you know when you can run the football, give your defense time to rest up, and then you go out there and fire all cylinders when they at their peak and at their best. And TJ Watt with 2 sacks today, including a strip sack that he had as well. Playing amazing football. I think he has 13 and a half sacks this season. So yeah, and we have like 6 games left, so he has a lot of time left to continue to add on to get to that 20 mark again. He's an amazing player, and he's in the race for Defensive Player of the Year. Him and Myles Garrett. We're gonna see who wins that. But I like that the offense surrounded the playmakers. You know, a lot of coaches in the league, kind of like Matt Canada too, they think their scheme is just better than the personnel sometimes. But and it's kind of reverse that. Your scheme is not better than the personnel. Your scheme is not like better than personnel at all. Like, it should be the players. You should focus on the players and the personnel you got out there and build a scheme around them. That's what good offensive coordinators do. We see different guys from all different type of sports. Like you can't look at basketball. You know, if you guys know, I'm a Miami Heat fan. Coach Spoelstra can get it done with anybody. You see a lot of great guys, a lot of guys who are not known and stuff. But they play great in the Miami Heat offense. But when they leave, it look a little completely different because Coach Spoelstra knows how to get the best out of them. He put the scheme around them to make them succeed and put them in the best place possible. And you see them go out there and find guys and find these gems. Like, where did Heat find those guys from? Well, that's coaching. That's coaching and building the scheme around those guys, around those players, and bringing the best out of them. And that's what the Steelers did today with the play call. And they schemed it around them. I know we want to score 16, but I think next week we start playing some teams that are not the, because NFL, every game is tough, but some teams that are not super up par, like the 2-8. I think the 2-8 Cardinals, and like 2-9 or 2-10 Patriots. I know they only won 2 games as well. You play teams like that, you should be able to use those games as like kind of training a little bit to build up some consistency and some chemistry with some of the play calling, with some of the new things and the new looks as well. One thing I like that I seen though in this game too as well, of course, the defense still playing that bend but don't break mentality as well, only allowing 10 points. And if you look at the totals and the rankings, you might say the Steelers pass defense is ranked 20-something and the rush defense is ranked 20-something and stuff like that. If you actually look at the points scored, that's the only thing that matters. Points scored, Steelers defense only allowing 18.6 points per game. 18.6 points per game. I think they're second in takeaways as well. I think they're behind the Cowboys in takeaways as well. So like the Steelers are playing at a high level. Today they had 4 sacks and an interception as well, and a forced fumble. So the Steelers are playing good defensively. They're playing good, and we've seen the offense kind of open up too. So hopefully they can start getting that level where they're putting up at least 20, 25 plus consistently over long periods of time and stuff, and start building up some chemistry and building up some repetition, and we start getting that consistency going throughout the season. So when time December comes and the playoff time comes, if you get in the playoffs, then you can have that momentum rolling into the playoffs. But I loved a lot that I saw from the game today. From the team, they look just more rejuvenated. They look more explosive, and we've seen them push the ball down the field and use the middle of the field. It's been absolutely amazing. The next game we play is the Cardinals. Kyler Murray is back, as you guys know, so he's a pretty good quarterback as well. Kyler Murray's a former Pro Bowl quarterback, got his team to the playoffs before. The Cardinals surrounding unit is not the best, and last time we played Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, I think Kyler Murray threw 3 picks. He threw 2 to Joe Hayden, and he threw 1 to TJ Watt, and DJ Johnson had a punt return. He had a receiving touchdown as well. That was his rookie season too as well. That was, I think, in 2018, 19? 2019? We haven't played the Cardinals in a while, so I think that was the last time we played them when Kyler Murray threw those 3 picks and was sacked. That was a pretty explosive game. It was in their home, too. That's when Duck Hodges was the quarterback, and that was a really crazy game. So hopefully we can kind of resemble that a little bit, too. This time we play them, go out there and get some big numbers on defense and offense as well, and put some points up and find a way to win this game to try to improve to 8-4. But that's all I got for the video today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.